Pleasure once again. Time for us to continue conversations for development on hard facts here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm yours truly, Kaladakuru Batabo, and I believe we are live right now on Facebook and on YouTube and Active and X, Nigeria Info PH. I will reel out the phone numbers shortly, but first let's introduce what we're talking about. So, we want to look at the matter on ground, the genesis of the political fight in Rivers State and how it affects and impacts on Rivers, or should I say how it affects Rivers people or even the political structure in Rivers State. And joining me to have the conversation, okay, before I do the introductions, on the Morning Crossfire this morning, you heard the Commissioner for Information speak, and he said that, see, the problem is not that the governor, His Excellency Nweke, was trying to change the leadership of the River State House of Assembly, but actually what the problem was that they were trying so hard to impeach him. Let's take a listen.
Is to tell you that there's a conspiracy by the Nigeria police. I put every blame on the Nigeria police because if they could leave a whole state
Okay, I think I'm playing the wrong soundbite. I get the right soundbite in a bit, but let's go to my guest now. I'm talking about a professor of political science, Ignatius Ajuru University of Education. I'm talking about Professor Kenneth Nweke. It's good to have you on the show. Prof, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Canada. Good evening.
All right. So we don't have much time, so I'm going to quickly get into the thick of events. So yesterday on national TV, Nweke, FCT minister, was asked a question about the genesis of the crisis and if he was responsible. And he said it had nothing to do with him, that it was a power tussle between the governor and the River State House of Assembly. And I remember 2 days ago, the governor was on that same national TV channel, and he said that the root cause of this problem is power play. This morning, the Information Commissioner said that they tried to impeach the governor, that's the River State House of Assembly, for no just cause, no reason given. Up until today, nobody has come out to say the reason why they wanted to impeach. Now, looking at what I'm talking about both sides of the divide, are saying or giving as the reason for the political crisis that has held this state bound for about a year. What are your thoughts as a political scientist on it? Looking at it from the left, looking at it from the right, what are your thoughts as it relates to Rivers State as a political scientist?
Kalada, thank you, and good evening, listeners. Just to say that, of course, we may have heard from the two political gladiators on this crisis, talking about the governor of the state.
Are you there? Are you there? Okay, I think we're having network issues. The network is unstable this day, so I'm going to try reconnecting to my guest. But while I'm trying to reconnect, let's take a listen.
the headquarters of Jonas Berger. I said, look.
Okay, I'm going to rewind it a little bit.
What politics? No, a lot of sharing by the grace of God today. I'm the Minister of FCT. I have my own budget I control. So what is that? Has he ever told you? I said, go and bring me this one naira, and he said no, and that's why I'm fighting him.
But he said that
to tell you that I meant well, and I said it there, it's for you to make insults. When I was leaving, it is executive, first of all, I brought him to start learning.
All right, let's connect back to my guest and let's get the conversations going. And, he there was arguing that he had nothing to do with him, that all he had were good thoughts for his administration. And on the show, We also had the morning crossfire, the Commissioner for Information saying otherwise. Welcome back, Prof. We couldn't hear you for a bit. I guess the network. So you were saying. Are you there, Prof?
Yes, I'm here, Canada.
Okay, yeah. So the network was unstable for a bit, and we couldn't hear you, so
Yeah.
I had to reconnect.
Yeah, so I was saying that we have heard from the two of them, the governor, Similai Joseph Fubara, and the FCC minister, yes, sir, Nweke. And just to say that, of course, you may not have heard the last of what is the major cause of this problem, because definitely when you have a crisis like this, you'll be hearing from both sides, and what you may be hearing will be far from reality, depending on who is telling which story. But of course, to the best of our knowledge, we can see the governor of the state for the first time is a governor, and then we could see or feel him when he tells us this is what is happening and this is how he wants to go about it. He's one person who, tells you everything about what he wants to do or what he's doing. And so, from his body language, all the time, you want to believe him, you want to trust him, you want to trust that whatever he says to us is the truth. We have also seen on the other side, the former governor of the state, severally, not just one, not two. You may have seen his statements in the past. You may have heard his statements in the past where he tells you that he tells you one thing and does another thing another time. And so examples of all of those abound in the media or social media space that even the blind can see. And so having given us that background, I want to say that whatever positions that these duo have taken concerning what must have led this crisis that appear, or this crisis that appears to be unending, is something that, of course, I see from where I sit, that most Rivers people and Nigerians, across are seeing from different perspectives. Because why do I say so? Of course, this particular crisis appears to have been lingering for some time now as we speak. But when you talk about the former governor saying that this was as a result of the governor removing or attempting to remove the speaker, it may not also be totally untrue. But again, something must have also led to that kind of action, assuming without considering that the governor attempted to do that. Either there was a first attempt, to also remove him, that also necessitated a counter attempt to remove the speaker, who may have also been used or who must also have been purported to be used to also remove the governor. So it's either way. Something happened before another thing may also that may also lead to something else to happen. So it may be the genesis, but again, the issue of removal or no removal may not be it. But something must have caused the feud between the duo before you are talking about an attempt either to remove the speaker or an attempt to remove the governor. And so, and that is where nobody is hearing from the duo as we speak.
Prof,
that aspect, and as I hear or I heard from the governor, sorry, former governor, who said, "Oh, did the current governor say I asked him for this, I asked him for that, I asked him." Probably in the upcoming days we will know whether there was an asking or whether there was an asking. So,
Prof, let me comment, because you've just painted a good picture for us. So you're saying that there must have been an underlying issue that now showed symptoms in respect to impeachment or removal as speaker. Could the speaker have attempted to impeach the governor without, paying respect to their father, so to say, because they all call him their father? Is it possible that could have happened, going by what the former governor said?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course, you can even feel it, even on the street. When people went about protesting, you could hear maybe chanting songs, people who are chanting certain, songs, and you could just say these protesters are coming from here. For instance, no Nweke, no election, no thing, like that. So where else will you say these people belong to? Of course. Then when you also hear the other way, you also know where it's coming from. And when you see, probably
Prof, I'm sorry, I have to pause you. We do have a commercial. When we do come back, we'll continue conversations.
Ajuru Info. We'll be right back.
News, new River CP inspects council secretariats affected by Monday's violence. Rivers Information Commissioner blames police for Monday's violent clashes at council secretariats. Residents raised concerns over stench from bagged waste along Warfare Road, Port Harcourt. Election materials inspection shifted on APC's request in Edo State. Senate debates breaks into emergency closed-door session over local government autonomy. Senate asked federal government to declare state of emergency on girl child protection. On the foreign scene, U.S. officials warn of deadly hurricane in Florida. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 008-721-7215.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, welcome back. 5:34 p.m. Time is fast spent. Prof. Kenneth Nweke is on the line, and he's my guest today as we look at what is believed to be the genesis of the current Rivers State crisis. Prof, can you hear me? Good afternoon to you once again.
Very well. I can hear you.
Okay, so before the commercial, the very long commercial, I apologize for that. Before the commercial, I asked a question. I said, is it possible that the former governor, now FCT minister, Nweke, was not aware of either move, whether it was the governor trying to remove the speaker or the speaker trying to impeach the governor, given the fact that both sides of the divide look to him as their political father? I'm asking the question again.
It wasn't possible now. It wasn't possible. But even if there are a number of things he had told us in the past, if we corroborate them with what he's saying today, there is a big mismatch. That's why we can say clearly, it's something when you have a political leader who says something yesterday or who said something yesterday and today says another thing, tomorrow he says another thing. I have a mismatch. Then it becomes very difficult to even believe such a political leader. And then, unfortunately, here we have a governor we can authoritatively say we can believe, because we have not seen anything so far that we can compare or corroborate that he said yesterday and he's not saying today and all that. So, but to say that that the former governor would have not known whatever the issues were, whether to impeach the speaker, then Martins, Amewule and all that, would be fallacy, including the defection that today. Even that one happened to, everybody, to the glaring of everyone, that these guys openly dumped the party and said they were standing on a mandate, and it was all over. And yet today we could see them still come in public glare to say that they never defected. That's the kind of politics that we play around here. And so, even if tomorrow anybody comes to tell you that he wasn't aware and all that, then or himself, it may be too difficult, to believe, given the precedents that we have, even in public domain, about what he says or what he said, and what he says and what he's likely to say, tomorrow. So for me, nobody would have been unaware, or sorry, he himself would have been, nobody would say that the former governor and the current SCT minister wouldn't have been aware that such, how? Even when these other ones said they defected, he told us that if they had told him that they were defecting, he would have said no. So how will you believe? How will you on earth believe? Because you have precedents of whatever he has said in the past that he's saying something else today, and he's likely to say something tomorrow. So there's a lot of inconsistencies in what he says.
Prof, can I actually question? Looking at both explanations, right? The explanation of the governor's camp, the explanation of the FCT minister's camp. How is this beneficial to Rivers people? Any one of the arguments, any one of the explanations, how is it beneficial? Looking at the governor saying, is information commissioner saying they tried to impeach the governor, and that's why all of this political crisis is happening. How does that benefit Rivers people? Looking at, the SCT minister coming out to say they tried to impeach Martin Ameula as speaker. How does that also, benefit Rivers people? It looks like a political tussle, yet Rivers people are the one bearing the brunt.
Thank you, Kalada. I would say, without mincing words, that Rivers people, when you say how does anything benefit Rivers people, I would say clearly to you that Rivers people will likely benefit very positively, from what the governor is saying and doing, his actions, inactions, because we have seen that from his activities so far that he's actually defending the state and the people, the government and the people of Rivers State. And because, why do I say so? We have seen him explain to us what must have caused this. And from what we know about him, or we knew or know about him, he couldn't have started this crisis. No, he couldn't have. Even if, yes, human beings may not be trusted to that extent, but take it or leave it, he wouldn't have been, even during the campaigns. Everybody said, how can this one be the governor? He's not saying anything and all that. He's a very calm person, but not knowing that, this kind of person was a person that, his words remain his words. And so you could all the time believe him, what he says. And so for me, on the other camp, of course, talking about what must have also, caused this. If he tells us, or like he's telling us that this happened because there was an attempt to remove him, I want to believe him more as an individual. You may believe the other person, but for me, I may believe him until he proves to me that what he said yesterday is not what he's saying today. Then I will also not believe him.
Okay, now, Prof, you have said it benefits Rivers people because you believe.
Yeah. So the point I'm making here is that I think when I said that I believe him myself, I'm talking about myself and a number of persons that I have also observed, whether within the state or outside the state. They believe what he's saying. They trust him. They believe that he's holding the Commonwealth in trust for the actual benefit of the people. And so, whatever he says, whatever he does, whatever actions he's taking now, taken to be in the interest of the people, and taken to benefit Rivers people more than whatever that is canvassed on the opposite.
No, I wanted to ask this question: could Rivers people could they be inheriting a fight that is not theirs? Now it seems like it's a fight for Rivers people, but could this be a personal fight in looking at both camps? Could it be a fight for power? Could it be a fight to maintain position? Could it be, looking at them talk, first the governor said it's a power play. Second, the minister came out and said, they try to impeach the Martin Ameula speakership. And then thirdly, the information commissioner said, no, that's not true. They tried to remove the governor. So could this all be, once again, a personal political fight, looking at it from each of the political actors involved?
Canada, without mincing words, Governor Fubra's, appearance in the political scene, first is personal. That of his master is personal. Everybody goes into politics based on their personal interest. So, but beyond their personal interest, the interest of the people ordinarily should come second. Because whether anybody likes money, including those who say they don't like money and those who like money, and those who, So first of all is to better themselves, enhance themselves politically, in terms of power, in terms of economic status, and some level of influences that those who are within the corridors of power, carry. And so, and of course, do you know what it means to be a governor of the state? And so, first of all, like I said, it's personal. But secondly, should be the people. Like the two of them, first, personal. Then we now begin to weigh the option of, making the people, the subject of whatever their interest, individual interest should be. Then who do you want to take more serious in all of those, narratives? And that's the question. Yeah. And so for me, without mincing words, Governor Fubara is there, whatever defending the interest of the purported interest of Rivers people based on his personal interest. But secondly, we want to give him that password that probably he means well because of where he's coming from and because of what we have heard, what we have seen so far. Then, on the side of his master, his Oga, remember he's Oga, his name is Oga. So remember that one. So, no matter whatever that is also happening, he is also, fighting to remain, very powerful. And without him, nothing can be. When somebody who are singing, chanting, wants to be election without, meaning that it's about the structure. He also complains about the structure. So when you talk about structure is not about having just people that you influence. Structure is also about having access to the Commonwealth, deciding who gets what, how, and when. Passing the shot.
All right.
And so the issue between the two of them is about who cuts the shot.
All right, Prof,
And then,
Prof, I've got
on
to
the
go.
second side, who is cutting the shot for whose benefit?
All right, I've got to go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome